Hey class, so let's go ahead and review chapter 11 all the way through from beginning to end at this point. So what we are presented with initially is the background image and background image demonstrating the background image of the graphic screen. Now, the book tells us of the last chapter also it's better to use a bat file in order for us to open up these particular scripts as opposed to the prior chapters. We could just do a simple edit with idle, write our script, and run it accordingly. And the reason of that is because if you notice in the batch file, it actually just simply calls the specific Python program, in this case the background image, and then it has a pause command. Now this pause, if you don't mind real quick, prior to this chapter, we would have to put into this input, press the enter key to exit. This is essentially our pause command on the prior chapters. And what we're doing is we're just replacing this same function with this particular one. So let's look at the script here. So what do we got here? We have a from Livewires, and it's importing games. Okay. Unlike the ones prior to, we're looking at APIs and we're looking at packages. Now, for simplicity's sakes, think of it almost kind of like a Lego. You have specific blocks, and if you put those blocks together, you can make a more complicated object out of the simple blocks. Similarly with the Python, when the packages, almost like a Christmas present, you have a box and you're opening it up, but you're selecting only certain things to use. And in this case, we're pulling in Livewires, but we're only selecting the games from the whole package of Livewires. The next screen it calls, it says games initialize the screen width, provides us how wide it's going to be, how high it's going to be, and if you remember, FPS, frames per second, is how fast that screen is going to be. And then we have the next line of code that basically pulls in the image itself. And this is where you guys had the wall JPEG hopefully downloaded from it. The transparent, the chapter talks a little bit about transparent. This is going to be false. And then we are calling our background wall image. And this main loop is basically a loop that is just being kind of like a check on all these commands. So this is basically our real quick simple background. Let's go ahead and run this bat file if we can and see exactly what this looks like. So here I am running this, and now we have still our bat file. Again, it looks similar to our command line prompt, or whatever you want to call it, but it's using the pause to hold it here. If we didn't have the pause, this thing would come up really fast and go open and close. So this is our background. It's basically just having the wall JPEG being shown, a transparency of false, but it's calling it through the Python program. So we're going to move on, but this is the beginning.